All right, let's dive in. Vikrant Massey. Wow, you guys really went all out this time. Articles, interviews, even his Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But hey, it's clear you're as fascinated by his career as we are, and with his recent announcement to take a break from acting, well, the timing for this deep dive couldn't be better.
It really couldn't. What strikes me about Vikrant Massey is that he really embodies a shift that's happening in Indian entertainment. He's not just another Bollywood heartthrob.
Right.
He represents something more. Like there's a growing appetite for realism and depth.
Absolutely. And the path he's taken, it's not the usual, you
It was
know?
not.
He's gone from Dancing with Shyam Devar to Disney shows to some pretty intense indie films.
It's like he's deliberately defied expectations every step of the way.
Yeah, it's almost a zigzag, his trajectory.
Totally. I mean, think about the typical path, right? You start with those romantic roles, then maybe some action, and eventually you build up to those dramatic leads.
Yeah, that's the formula.
Vikrant's path, it's not like that at all.
And yet, it's led him to some serious critical acclaim.
Yeah, he's really made a name for himself.
So let's rewind all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Mumbai, 1987, born to a Sikh mother and a Christian father. That multicultural background, it must have had an influence, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. That kind of upbringing exposes you to different perspectives, different ways of life.
And then there's the dancing, starting at age 7. Who would have guessed those Shyam Devar moves would lead to such nuanced acting?
Well, it's not as much of a leap as you might think. Both dance and acting require a certain kind of embodiment.
Oh, I see.
Understanding rhythm, connecting with an audience, those are skills that translate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And his early exposure to performance, starting so young, it likely gave him a foundation that few child actors have.
That's true. And it showed early on his TV debut in 2007, Doom Macau Doom, on Disney no less. Talk about a launch pad for teen audiences. But then he jumps to shows like Duram Veer and Balika Vadu, playing everything from princes to supportive husbands.
Right, and it's that range in those early years that's so remarkable. TV demands a different kind of stamina than film.
Definitely.
It's a grind. It can burn you out or it can make you incredibly versatile.
Oh,
He
yeah.
clearly used it to hone his skills.
Absolutely. Then in 2013, boom, he's on the big screen, Lutera, alongside Ranveer Singh, no less. Not a lead role, but still significant. More supporting roles followed. Dil Dhadakne Girlfriend. He's working with big directors, Zoya Akhtar. Was this like a calculated move to gain experience, do you think?
I do, actually. There's a deliberate quality to his choices, even early on. Those weren't just high-profile films. They were with directors known for really strong character work, ensemble casts. He was learning from the best, even in those smaller roles.
Smart. And then the turning point, A Death in the Gunj, 2017. His first lead role, directed by Konkona Sen Sharma. And it's this critically acclaimed indie film that gets him a Filmfare nomination. No more promising newcomer after that.
No, A Death in the Gunj was crucial. I mean, it proved he could carry a film, and not just any film, but one that demands so much subtlety, internalized emotion. The reviews highlighted his ability to convey Shutu's loneliness, his awkwardness, almost entirely through expressions. That's when people really took notice.
Yeah, that's when things changed. And that's also when he dives headfirst into the world of web series, right as they're exploding.
Exactly.
Mirzapur in 2018. Talk about gripping television. He's Bablu Pandit, this ambitious, almost naive guy caught up in this brutal world.
Mirzapur is fascinating because it capitalizes on two trends happening at the same time. The rise of streaming and this, thirst the audience has for morally gray characters.
Oh, for sure.
Bablu's not a hero. He's flawed, makes bad decisions.
Right.
But you still root for him. And Vikrant made that complexity work.
He did. He really did. And he doesn't stop there. Same year, he's in Broken But Beautiful, the romantic drama, which is actually where he meets his future wife, Sheetal Thakur.
Yeah.
But more importantly, he's pulling off gritty crime and emotionally charged romance at the same time.
I know, it's amazing. That back-to-back success is what solidified his range, I think. It wasn't just luck. He was actively choosing projects that showcased different sides of his acting.
Yeah.
And he was doing it across platforms, showing that he was savvy about the changing industry.
He was ahead of the curve, for sure. Then Criminal Justice in 2019.
Yeah.
He just blows everyone away as Aditya Sharma, this seemingly ordinary guy caught in a nightmare. The reviews were phenomenal, praising his ability to portray vulnerability, but also growing strength.
What's so intriguing about that role is how it subverts expectations again. You think it's a straightforward thriller, but Vikrant brings this quiet intensity to Aditya. It's like a slow burn as he unravels and then fights back.
It's masterful, it really is.
It is.
It's like he's making a point of avoiding being typecast.
Mm.
So at this point, he's proven he can handle television, film, web series, all these different genres.
Mm.
It's 2020. And he lands a role opposite Deepika Padukone in Chapak, a film based on a real-life acid attack survivor. Talk about a major, major league.
Chapak was a test, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Could he hold his own against a true Bollywood powerhouse?
Yeah?
And in a film tackling such a sensitive, important topic.
Right.
But he did. The reviews praised his restraint, playing the supportive journalist without overshadowing Deepika's powerful portrayal.
Yeah.
It really cemented his arrival as a serious actor.
It did. And
we're back, continuing our deep dive into the career of Vikrant Massey.
we're trying to unpack, what led to this decision, this choice to step away from acting. And it's pretty clear that he's not afraid to play by his own rules, defy that typical Bollywood playbook.
Right, he does things his way.
Even his choice of projects, it's like it's deliberately designed to avoid being pigeonholed.
Oh, absolutely. But I think there's another layer to his success, something that goes beyond just choosing interesting roles. Vikrant Massey has this rare quality that you don't see often in the entertainment world. He's incredibly relatable.
Relatable. Okay, yeah, unpack that a little. What makes him so relatable, especially in an industry that often feels, well, larger than life?
I think it's this genuineness he projects, It's hard to fake that. There's this lack of pretense, a down-to-earth quality that you see both in his performances and his public persona. You don't see him chasing scandals, courting controversy.
Yeah, he seems very comfortable just being himself.
Exactly. He seems comfortable in his own skin, and that, I think, makes him incredibly appealing to audiences.
It's funny you mention that because even when he's acting opposite, like major stars, Deepika Padukone, for example, he never gets overshadowed. There's this quiet strength to his presence that allows him to hold his own.
It's that everyman quality, He often plays characters who are struggling, flawed, making mistakes. Think about Chapak, criminal justice. He's not playing the hero in the traditional sense.
Right.
He's embodying the average person trying to navigate extraordinary circumstances.
And audiences connect with that because it feels real, right? It's not the aspirational, unattainable image that Bollywood often puts forward. It's the guy next door, facing challenges, going through heartbreak, just trying to find his way.
Exactly. He makes it human.
Incredibly human.
Yeah.
And even in his romantic roles, that humanity shines through. Broken, but beautiful. That's a great example.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a love story, but it's grounded in reality. The complexities of relationships, the messiness of heartbreak, that awkwardness of finding love again. It's relatable because it avoids those typical Bollywood romance tropes.
It does. It feels real.
And speaking of broken but beautiful, that's where he met Sheetal Thakur, his wife. And they're incredibly private, which I think adds to his relatable persona. You don't see them splashed all over gossip magazines. It's like they're deliberately choosing to live a life outside that constant spotlight, the glare.
I agree. That privacy reinforces the perception that he's not caught up in the trappings of fame. Makes his decision to step back from acting even more believable.
Yeah.
This isn't a publicity stunt. It's a deliberate choice to prioritize his family, his personal life, over his career.
It's almost like he's saying, look, I'm an actor, but I'm also a husband, a father, a person with a life outside of this industry. And that's so refreshing, especially in a world where celebrity often seems to consume every aspect of a person's life.
Absolutely. It's about setting boundaries, which we rarely see from actors of his stature.
Yeah, that's true.
And it circles back to those relatable qualities we were talking about. He's not letting fame dictate his choices. He's staying grounded.
And that's reflected in what critics, fellow actors, say about him, right?
Yeah.
You always hear words like authentic, nuanced, natural. He's not just talented, he's a genuinely good person, and that combination, it's rare.
It is. It's almost as if his personal values inform his career choices, He's drawn to projects that explore the human condition, that delve into complex emotions, challenge those societal norms, and he does it with this quiet intensity that avoids melodrama or over-the-top acting.
It's the subtlety that sets him apart, I think. He doesn't need to shout or cry to convey emotion. A single look, a hesitant gesture, even a well-placed silence, He can communicate volumes. It's a testament to his understanding of the craft,
Yeah.
getting to the heart of the character.
Absolutely. And I think that understanding probably comes from his diverse background.
Yeah.
All those different forms of performance he's been exposed to, from dance to television to theater, it's giving him a toolbox that many actors just don't have.
That's a great point.
He can draw upon different styles, different techniques to create something truly unique.
It's like he's a chameleon. He can adapt to different roles, different genres, different mediums. He's comfortable playing the romantic lead, the supportive friend, even the conflicted villain. There's no sense of, this is my brand, this is what I do.
Nope.
He's constantly pushing himself, exploring new territory, which keeps his work so fresh and engaging.
Exactly. And that willingness to experiment, that's a hallmark of a true artist. He's not content to just rest on his laurels. He's always seeking out those new challenges, new ways to express himself.
We can't forget his work off-screen, right? He's involved in philanthropy, brand endorsements. He's lent his voice to campaigns promoting social causes, collaborated with organizations providing support during tough times. He's using his platform to actually make a difference.
And that's important. It's not just lip service, it's action. He's aligning himself with causes he truly believes in, using his influence to shine a light on important issues. That says a lot about his character.
It's like he's consciously building a legacy that goes beyond just being a successful actor.
Right.
He wants to leave a positive mark on the world, inspire others, make a real difference.
And that makes this decision to take a hiatus even more intriguing, right?
Yeah.
It's a bold move to step away from a career that's thriving. But when you think about everything we've talked about, his relatable persona, his commitment to authenticity, his desire to use his platform for good, it starts to make sense.
It does. It really does. It's a statement, isn't it? It's like he's saying, success isn't just about fame and fortune. It's about living a life that's in line with your values, that prioritizes what really matters.
Exactly. And that's a powerful message, especially for someone who's achieved so much at such a young age. It's a reminder that there's more to life than just chasing that next big role, the next award, that next level of fame.
It's about finding fulfillment, purpose, genuine happiness.
Exactly.
Vikrant Massey, what a journey, huh? From those early days dancing to his rise in film and web series, and now this decision to take a break. It's like he's rewriting the rules for what a Bollywood star is supposed to do.
It's definitely not the usual path, but I think his career, especially the step back, it tells us something about how the Indian entertainment industry itself is changing. Audiences, they want something different, something more than just the song and dance routine.
He seems to be right at the forefront of that shift. I mean, he's so carefully chosen those roles that resonate,
Yeah.
Like with a whole generation that's looking for that realism, that depth, those characters they can connect with, not just admire from afar, but really see themselves in.
Think about the landscape when he started out. It was all about the big Bollywood blockbuster, right? Larger-than-life heroes, storylines you could predict from a mile away. Vikrant Massey, though, he's consistently chosen projects that go against all that.
Yeah, his willingness to jump into those web series, that's the perfect example. He saw the potential of streaming, how it could offer something more nuanced, more character-driven.
And those platforms, they gave him the freedom to really explore, you know? He wasn't limited by what a traditional Bollywood hero was supposed to be. He could play the flawed characters, the vulnerable ones, even the ones you don't necessarily like.
Right.
And audiences, they respond to that honesty.
Mirzapur, that's such a good example. He's not the typical good guy, not at all. His character, ambitious, makes choices you kind of question, but you're still drawn in. It speaks to his talent, finding that humanity even in characters who are morally gray.
Absolutely, and it's a trend we're seeing more and more of, you know? Not just in India, but globally. Those lines between hero and villain, they're getting blurry. Audiences want that complexity, the ambiguity, characters who defy those easy categories.
And Vikrant Massey is right there leading the charge. He's not afraid to take those risks, challenge himself, push the boundaries of what a Bollywood actor is expected to be.
His success, it also shows how the audience itself is changing. This younger generation, they've grown up with access to content from everywhere, right? And they're demanding those sophisticated, realistic stories.
They don't want the predictable, the formulaic, the over-the-top. They want characters who feel real, who deal with the same stuff they're dealing with.
Exactly, and Vikrant Massey seems to just get that. Intuitively. He's not playing to the gallery. He's connecting with audiences on this really genuine emotional level.
It makes his choice to take a hiatus all the more fascinating, don't you think? I mean, he's at this level of success most actors can only dream of, and yet he steps back. Family first, personal life first, It's a statement, almost goes against everything the industry stands for.
It challenges that whole idea that success is only measured by what you achieve professionally.
Right.
He's reminding everyone there's more to life than fame and fortune.
It's a message that resonates, especially now. This world, it's so obsessed with celebrity, always chasing the next big thing.
He's saying it's okay to slow down, to reevaluate what's important, make choices that fit your values.
And maybe, just maybe, that's the most valuable lesson we can take away from all of this. True success, it's not just about the awards and the achievements. It's about a life that's authentic, meaningful, full of joy.
Vikrant Massey's career, both on screen and off, it embodies that truth perfectly.
And on that note, I guess we'll wrap up our deep dive into the world of Vikrant Massey. We explored his rise to fame, those unconventional choices he's made, that relatable persona, and of course this decision to step back right when he's at the top of his game.
Hopefully this deep dive gave you a little more appreciation for his talent, his impact, and all the questions his journey raises. What does success really mean? What is fulfillment? Things to ponder.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration. And who knows, maybe this hiatus is temporary and we'll see him back on screen before we know it. Until then, definitely check out his filmography and think about those insights we uncovered today. Thanks for listening.